Okay, what were the headlines after a 3-foot 10-inch fortune teller escaped from jail? And what we're doing here are multiple step equations with the distributive property. So when you look at one like let's say number 2, because it's subtraction. The first thing I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to kill the subtraction, add the opposite. Okay, we're going to add the opposite here. So because you've got both a variable expression and an integer here, you know you're going to have to use the distributive property. So 2 is going to have to distribute or multiply with 6k, and it's also going to have to multiply with -1. So what you're actually going to do here is you're going to do 2 times 6k plus 2 times -1, and that's going to be equal to -38. So that's what this turns into. So 2 times 6k is actually 12k, plus 2 times -1 is -2, and that's equal to -38. How do you isolate this variable expression? What are we going to add to both sides to get 12k by itself?
The opposite of -2.
The opposite of -2, which is? +2. So we're going to add 2 to both sides. Now we have, and this is always addition, now we have 12k is equal to -36. Now how do we get k by itself, or isolate the variable?
Divide it by 12.
Divide both sides by 12. And k is equal to -3. So, -3 is right here, and you're going to cross it out. All right? Let's do a harder one. What number? 12, 13, or 14? Yeah, 12, 13, or 14. They all look pretty hard.
13.
13? Okay. Now I'm going to shift this a little bit into the dark. -3 times 3x plus 15 minus 10 plus x equals 35. And 10 plus x is in parentheses. All right? So, a couple things you want to watch. When you have a minus here, you can change this and it'll make it easier to look at. Plus -1. You're still going to distribute. It's the same thing. So this is going to end up being -3 times 3x plus -3 times 15. Everybody see how that worked? We multiplied that, we multiplied that. Because this was subtraction, and we still have to distribute that subtraction, plus -1 times 10 plus -1 times x, and that's going to equal 35. Everybody see how we distributed both of those? Okay? Helpful? -3 times 3x is -9x. -3 times 15, -45. Excellent. -1 times 10, -10. -1 times x, -x equals 35. We're going to combine like terms. So our -9x and our -x are going to go together, and our -45 and our -10 are going to come together. And we put variable expressions before integers. It's just kind of a math convention, a math rule, if you will. So -9x plus -x is -10x plus -45 and -10, -55 equals 35. How are we going to get this variable expression by itself?
Divide.
We're going to always add, and what's the opposite of negative 55?
Positive.
Add 55 to both sides. So negative 10x is equal to 90. How are we going to get x by itself? Isolate the variable.
Divide.
Divide by
10. Negative 10.
negative 10. So x is equal to, what's x equal? Negative 9. Don't forget your negatives. You guys struggle with negatives and positives. It's just an observation. Okay, thank you.